You probably want to see a Broadway show, but tickets are so expensive. How can you get cheap tickets? And even better, how can you get cheap tickets by the last second? Let's Chicle chat about it.
Chicle?
Welcome to Chicle Chat, it's your boy Chicle. For the past few weeks, you have been seeing me post a video on Chicle Chat of Broadway review videos. I went to New York back in August for like about a week, and I got to see 8 Broadway shows when I was there, which sounds like a lot of shows for 1 week, and it sounds like it cost a lot of money. However, I did buy some tickets like the day before or hours before or the morning of, and I got them for some good discounts. So how did I pull it off? Well, we're gonna go through some methods on how to get some cheap tickets on Broadway. But before we do, subscribe, hit the bell, and let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite Broadway show and which Broadway show do you want to see? A lot of tickets just cost like a couple $100s if you're sitting at the orchestra or the balcony, or if you're just sitting somewhere around the mezzanine. But there are some different methods on how you can get a ticket for cheap. So number 1, there's the ticket booth at Times Square, which honestly you could get for a decent price, but there are 3 main ways on how you can get some cheap tickets on Broadway. You can even spend less than $100, or even better, less than $50. Number 1 is one of my personal favorites, General Rush. General Rush is when you arrive to the theater of choice, whether it's a musical or a play, and you wait in line hours before they open the box office. It's a first come, first serve service where you can be able to get some tickets from the prices between like $35 to $49, and the limit is 1 to 2 tickets. So if you're gonna have a date with somebody, getting 2 tickets for less than $100 is pretty great. However, I do need to address a couple things about General Rush. Number 1, just because you're in line for General Rush does not mean that you're guaranteed to get 1 or 2 tickets. If you're trying to plan on getting 2 tickets and there's only 1 ticket left, it's probably not worth it because you want to see that show with somebody. In addition, they decide where you sit, because the reason why they have General Rush is because they only have some limited amount of seats available. So you cannot guarantee that you're going to sit at the orchestra, you cannot guarantee that you're going to sit in the balcony, and most importantly, you may get some partial viewing. So if you're sitting on the sides, they're gonna sit you somewhere where it's more reasonable, but you just gotta be warned that you're not gonna get the best view comparing to other people who got their tickets. But regardless, to know that you have a day off, or you know that you want to see a show, and if you're an early bird and you plan strategically and you get like a collapsible stool or a folding chair and you just sit and wait, you could definitely spend less than $100 on a date night to watch on Broadway if you were ever in New York City. Oh man, but you don't want to wait outside of the theater and have some strangers coming up to you and stuff like that. Isn't there like an easier way? Well, there's another way, but you have to be super lucky to win. Win? What do I mean by that? Well, the second method is called lottery tickets. You go on to multiple websites like Broadway Direct or Lucky Seats, and you just go on there and you want to insert how many tickets you want to win, to buy. You just wait for a while, around like a certain time. It'll give you more detailed instructions depending on the website, and then it'll give you an email notification to confirm that you did win those tickets, whether it's 1 or 2, and then you just confirm it within 60 minutes after the email. Otherwise, they're going to give those lottery tickets to somebody else. So as soon as you find out that you win a lottery ticket for a show, then you want to quickly confirm, give your information and your credit card information because it's card only, and then you have to be at the box office about an hour early to confirm your tickets. Sometimes you can just get a printed out one, or you just have to show some kind of scan or QR code to confirm that you are a Patreon for the show for that theater. And note to self that one of the cons is that you are not guaranteed to win. My suggestion is that you pick a show that you think that people are not gonna enter often. So if you're gonna enter the lottery for The Lion King, oh my gosh, you're probably not gonna win a ticket because of how many people want to see The Lion King for cheap. And the third and final method is called standing room. This is somebody who has to be 100% determined to stand during the show, not sit in the seat, but to stand up and watch. At first it sounds weird, but let me explain. So within about an hour or less before the show starts, you just get in line and then you have to see if a musical is offering standing room tickets. And sometimes they will. Usually it kind of ranges around 28 to 45 bucks just to stand while watching a show. I did that a lot when I used to live in New York City. I did standing room for Dear Evan Hansen. I did standing room for Come From Away. And I did standing room for Hamilton for like 40 bucks. However, it only works if the show is sold out. Sometimes they can refuse to give you standing room and try to offer you better seats for a very decent price. So if they offer you a pretty good deal, you should probably take it. But otherwise, if you're very determined to spend less, definitely try standing room for sure. And then of course, obviously you can't sit down during the entire process unless an usher says it's okay. There are some iconic Broadway shows that are still running, and there's a bunch of brand new shows that are coming up for the new season and for next year. Just to give you guys a heads up, instead of booking a ticket for months ahead and get it for like $100 plus tax per ticket, think about these methods when you do come to the city. I am not kidding you. The last time that I flew out to New York City and arrived early in the morning from JFK, I immediately took the train to go all the way to Manhattan. I got off on 50th Street. I had a bunch of luggage as I'm heading to the Airbnb. Before I decided to get to the Airbnb, I immediately went to one of the theaters, which was Sweeney Todd, and I had to ask if there was any standing room or any sort of last second deals on tickets before the show started. I was offered a $99 ticket, which by the way, with Josh Groban being in Sweeney Todd right now until January, that was a good deal. So I took it and I was in one of the best orchestra seats ever. And I literally got that ticket like an hour and a half before the show after I flew in and everything. And then I quickly got set up for my Airbnb. And then I went over to the theater and saw the show. And then I tried to enter for lottery tickets for other shows and here and there. So you have to really plan things ahead. My suggestion is to go onto Playbill's website and go onto General Rush Lottery and Standing Room, not only to figure out the cost of tickets, but also which musicals and plays offer these kinds of stuff. And then you have to kind of go onto the websites provided for lottery tickets and follow the instructions and then hope to win some tickets. And I guarantee you guys, you're gonna see more shows and a budget. I wanna say after seeing 8 shows, I think I spent about 350 bucks for just watching 8 shows, which sounds like a lot, but it would have been like almost $1,000 if I didn't do any of those methods. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today's Chicle Chat episode. We will be back next week with some Pokemon card openings. I got some sets for the new Scarlet and Violet series, and there are more that are coming out in November. So obviously every single Friday we're gonna open up a different set of cards, and hopefully we pull some really cool ones. I know, I do a mix of theater, dance, and Pokemon and other weird things, but that's just my channel. That's just how it is. Anyway, that's all the time that we have. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.
Right.